Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our VectorVest YouTube channel. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Always glad to have Trending Thursdays here. Glad that you're all here as well. As you can hear, my little soundboard is up and running. Joey, my producer, is sitting side saddled on me. Say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
There you go. So we're here. We're glad to be here. And as you can see, we're streaming on both of our YouTube channels. Just want to let you know that this is going to be our last time on our live channel. We're going back to our regular channel. So everybody who's on YouTube live channel, next week we will be on our regular channel. I see people on our regular channel as well. So I'm just saying, listen, I'm going to start off. Really?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. You changed my sound on me and I didn't even know it. That's messed up. I'm like, what? All right, so thank you for that, Joey. That's messed up. I'm not using that.
That was Jay's idea.
That was Jay's idea? Wow, Jay. Jay, I'm going to put you in timeout. Thank you all for being here. Let me know where you're all tuning in from. Most of all, let me know that you can hear me on our channel by responding with VV Nation to let me know that I'm coming across loud and clear. That was messed up. You got me kind of shook on that because I was not expecting that. So we're gonna take that off, and I'm not using it all the time. You know, wow, that was. What is the regular channel? Says Jim. Jim, if you go to YouTube and you go look at VectorVest, you will see our regular channel. This channel will still be up. Is that correct? Will it still be up in the background? But we won't be streaming to this channel, to the live channel. We'll be on our regular channel. People like Mona and Glenn with one N and Jeff and Steve are on our regular channel. Chris is here. Hey, Chris. Chris is here. He's part of our product support staff. He's here today as well. So I'm putting that out there. Send a mug to Italy. I'm going to give away a mug today. I am going to give away a mug today. Actually, tell you, nope. I'm going to do it at the end. I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to do it at the end. So you need to stay till the end, and I'll tell you what keyword to put in. It's not going to be mug. It's not going to be mug. So you have to stay to the end. I will give a mug away today. All right. And that's on both channels. You both will have the possibility of winning a mug today. So with that, and you know something, if you are brand new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe to the channel right now, Joey put a little gift up there for you. If anybody who hasn't subscribed to the channel subscribes right now, Joey put a little bit of animation in there. So if you subscribe, you'll see a little something pop up on the screen. All right. So nobody is subscribing. All right. Well, I guess then you don't want to subscribe. That's messed up. I got egg on my face. Wah, wah. We need to have a wah, wah, wah. We need to have a wah, wah, wah. All right. So what do we do here on Trending Thursdays? We talk about what's going on in the news. We look at stocks, look at news stories on stocks. We use the VectorVest system to determine whether or not it's a stock that you like or a stock that you don't like or a stock to consider going along. So the news is there. We always start off with talking about what's going on in the market because being on the right side of the market is so important. And with VectorVest, you have the opportunity to always stay on the right side of the market. And for all of you who are VectorVest subscribers, I will be doing the special presentation tomorrow, and it's going to be all about following the trend. So you probably want to be there, especially if you were blindsided by what's going on in the market right now. All right, so with that being said, let's start off by looking at our homepage of the VectorVest software. Let's do that first. And this is where we stand. This is the VectorVest system. This is the homepage. And whether you are a subscriber to the VectorVest software or not, you get this information on Trending Thursdays. Hopefully, it gives you some insight on what we do, and you might want to consider taking a trial to the software. If you need to, 99 cents gives you 30-day access to this software. 99 cents gives you 30-day access. There's a link down below this video that you can click on to get the 99-cent trial. All right. So as I look at the home page, this is what's most important to me. Say again? Huh?
Jody Paul subscribed.
Oh, did it show? Oh, there it is. So there's somebody subscribed, and there's the little heart, and there's your name. saying thank you, and that's our way of saying thank you for subscribing. All right, so thank you so much for the subscriptions that are coming in. Joe, wow, they're popping up. Is it catching up or something? All right, well, Joey put this in as a new feature every time someone signs up. Wow, and look at that, Jay. Thank you, Jay. We just got a super chat. The super chat didn't do, it'll pop up. Thank you for that, Jay, for the super chat. The opportunity is there. If you want to give us the money for a super chat, you can. We are not asking for it. But Jay, thank you so much for that super chat. It's a way of saying, from you, saying thank you for the content that we give out. So thank you for that. That is awesome. That is awesome. So we'll take that. But the super chat thing.
I think you did it on the live channel, and we moved it all over to the main channel.
Ah, okay. So it's all right. Nonetheless, thank you very much for that. So this is what I always like to call our traffic light into the market. This is our color guard. I won't go into a deep dive of what the color guard is, but if you're a subscriber to the VectorVest software, every night we do the timing section of the VectorVest software, and we talk about what the color guard is. But what's the main light you see over the last 6 days looking at our indicators? Red. What does that mean? It's not the right time to buy stocks. It's a good time for you to at least think about playing the market to the downside, but most of all, not to be buying stocks long at this time. Zach says, hi, started trading yesterday. We'll be using you guys to help guide me to more profitable trading. Outstanding, Zach. And you know, something that Joey likes to hear me say is that we do the work, you reap the rewards. And that's what it's all about. And we thank you for utilizing the VectorVest system. I need the mouse, Joey, for a second. I know you're doing what you're doing. Joey is fixing up some stuff in the background. But if you look at that color guard, we've got more. There we go. There's this super chat. Thank you for that, Jay. That's Joey put that up for you. It's our way of saying thank you for the super chat. Mark is usually my guy that does that, but man, you guys are coming through, and I love it that you guys have the opportunity to do that. More red, primary wave down, underlying trend of the market down, confirmed down, red across the board. Looking at our indices today, another day where the market is down. All of the major indices are down, not by a ton today, though. All right, all of the major indices are down. Now we've got a mixed market. We are looking at real-time data. Thank you for that, Jay. Jay said I've done a good job with the color guard this week. I do appreciate it. Herbert says, hello, I'm new to your system and I just bought some Tesla stock. Any ideas? Herbert, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you an opportunity to look at individual stocks. Keep that in mind, and I'll take a look at Tesla for you towards the end. What happened to Cliff? Again, Bill, towards the end of this of the presentation, we'll take a look at that stock for you. All right. So with that being said, I hate when that happens. All right. All the major indices are down. Let's go out to see what's going on behind the scenes in the market to give us a feel of what's going on. Let's go to my first story. Now, you're going to see some conflicting stories here. All right, interesting. This was just put out. What day was this done? This was done 2 days ago. What's today? The 8th to 19th, 3 days ago. Transcript: Fred's Rosengren sees strong growth ahead for the U.S. economy. That's the Boston Fed president. Says also, though, that the central bank could be in a position to end asset purchases by the middle of 2022. As the Fed starts to cutting back or tapering on bond buying, that's going to affect the market adversely to the downside. The whole idea of buying the debt or buying bonds is to keep the economy going. Once they start pulling back, the economy is going to fall. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, let's go on to the next story. Fed Powell, not certain that the Delta outbreak will dent the recovery. That's kind of a dichotomy. With the Delta variant and the people seeing the seriousness behind the Delta variant, things are coming back into place. Here in North Carolina, we're getting ready to go back to mask mandates, that when you go out to eat and all that kind of stuff, that you got to wear a mask. Whether you agree with it or not doesn't pertain to me as of right now. But when it looks at that Delta variant affecting the economy, that's where I come into play. And it could. And he says he's not certain that the Delta outbreak will dent the recovery, and it will. I think there's no getting around it. As more people might be going back to working from home, a lot of things that we were slowly getting out of, we might be going back into. And that's how the economy fell in the first time, was because of the pandemic. Well, now with the Delta variant, the pandemic is springing back up again. And when it looked like we were getting out of it, we're getting back into it. Last story, Fed signals asset purchase likely to slow this year. Again, the bond buying. Officials debated timing mechanics of the plan to reduce $120 billion in monthly bond purchases at the July meeting, the minutes show. Come September, they're going to get hot and heavy into this conversation about when they're going to taper on the bond buying. Once that conversation is settled, the market's going to be in for, however you call it, a retreat, a correction, a recession. I think the market does have some downside. Why? Because the market is tired. The market's been rocking and rolling for the longest time, and markets don't go up forever. And at some point in time, the market's going to have to catch up. It's going to have to fall back and reset. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that either. It's going to have to reset. And we're just looking for the time where that's going to happen. And I think that this is going to be a big catalyst to making that happen. Drew says, Glenn, great job on the color guard reports. Good info. Thanks. Can you explain why PFE and MRNA has been dropping like it has been? Jansen, we're going to look at those two stocks today. All right, we're going to look at those two stocks today. But I wanted to give you some insight behind what's going on in the market. Why is the market falling? There's a reason. I think inflation wasn't transitory, and I've been saying that for the longest time. Inflation is an issue, but the Fed has been pushing the market higher to keep us from going into a recession, made the market run hot. They kept saying that inflation was in play and the jobs market needed to catch up before they considered inflation an issue. People are spending more money on goods. That's not good for the market. All right, what happened? The Nucor bought into it last week and immediately crumbled. Did I break something? You probably did, Roger. It's all your fault. But we might be talking about Nucor. Actually, I did that in one of my most recent infrastructure stocks videos on our YouTube channel. I still like Nucor altogether. There is no way of getting around that. AstraZeneca going up. AstraZeneca, I thought, was going to be the fourth drug after Johnson & Johnson to get FDA emergency use approval, but it never happened. But they are still giving their vaccine outside of the United States. So looking at these stories, this is why the market is falling. And I think that, again, the catalyst is going to be this stoppage or the pull back on bond buying. Let's get into the software. Let's get back into the software. And let's go to our viewers tab. Let's go to our watch list that we have today. Now that we know what's going on in the market, let's go look at the indicators that we use for timing the market. Let's go find trending Thursday 8. What's today's date, Joey? The 18th? 19th. Well, I set this up for the 18th. Sigh. Anyway, these are my stocks for the day. Somebody just, when did that happen? Did somebody who gave money?
Mark Norton.
Mark Norton. How come I don't see it? There it is. Wow, Mark Norton. Mark went up $1 higher than Jay. Way to go, Mark. Thank you for that, Mark. Got another super chat. We now got $51 in super chats today. Thank you so much. All right, so these are the stocks that we're looking at today. The two stocks that I use for timing the market, if you're not a subscriber to the VectorVest software, we use the S&P 500 or the spiders. And if you are a VectorVest subscriber, we use the VVC. So I am going to highlight those two. I'm going to right click. Let's go take a look now visually on what's going on in the market. Here's the S&P 500, 4 days off of its most recent all-time high. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 3 days. 4 days off the high, but 3 days down. Look at this recovery going on today on the S&P 500. See, that's an open bar. That means the bar started at the bottom and opened up. That's a good recovery day, even though the bar is still red. It's still lower than yesterday, but we have some opportunity if the S&P 500 continues to open up like it is right now, that we can end up with a green bar, but a lot of selling pressure, but a nice little recovery going on. Currently, the S&P 500 is still below the 20-day exponential moving average. Volume is big. Volume is above average, even with the pullback. So not only is the market going down, it's going down with conviction. Let's go look at the VectorVest composite. Now, remember, this tracks almost 9,000 stocks, where the S&P 500 tracks 500 stocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Today is the 5th day off of the high, but look, we got a level of support sitting at here at $65.88, and we're just below that right now. Could that be a good stepping stone or a level of support the market could have to bounce off of that and go back up? 3 days below the 20-day exponential moving average. Volume is still big as well. So not only on the S&P, but on the VVC, not is the market going down, but it's going down, excuse me, on volume. But look at the earnings per share. Look at the earnings growth. The market still, overall, I did a story. I looked at FactSet data. 89% of the stocks that have reported earnings have beat earnings. So companies are still making money. That keeps us in a bull market, but this could just be a pullback in the market right now. Is it going to be a correction? Is it going to be a recession? I don't have the answers to that, but right now the market is saying this is not the right time to be buying stocks long. All right, so we had a look at what's going on in the market by way of the news. A lot of it is the bond buying. A lot of it is inflation. Keep all of that intact. The market can't go up forever. Anybody have any questions on what's going on in the market right now? Not on individual stocks, but what's going on the market right now. Anybody? It's hard to see a red bar on the black screen. And actually, James, I've done surveys to find out what layout you guys want, whether it's the black background or the white background. For the most part, I still get more people asking for the black background. And until that changes, I'm going to stay that direction. I hear you, James, and I want to keep you, I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you, but that is where we stand right now. All right, no questions. All right, let's move on to our next story. Let's go to the next story. Now we're going to move from the market over to the coronavirus. So now with the Delta variant, COVID-19 booster shot to be offered to Americans fully vaccinated with Pfizer and Moderna. Now, as everybody knows in the COVID space, Moderna has been my stock of choice because at the time, before all of this popped off, it was a lower dollar stock that was undervalued, that was making money. So Moderna was my pick because it had the most upside potential. Pfizer's been around a long time. Pfizer was one of the only companies, if not the only drug company, that did not take any money from the government to get its coronavirus vaccine out to the world. All right, Biden administration unveils a broad booster program citing threat posed by the Delta variant. So with that being said, I'm going to get back into my list. And my question came up is, why is Pfizer and Moderna falling? Now, I did put Pfizer. There's Moderna. Now, when we look at our list of 18 stocks that we'll cover today, to include the S&P 500 and the VectorVest composite, notice that the stocks in this list are automatically sorted by our master indicator, VST. So the stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing will automatically migrate to the top of the list. Out of the 18 stocks, which stock has the best VST? Moderna. Followed by 4 stocks down, Biometec. Followed by a few stocks down, Pfizer. Those are my 3 stocks that I'm going to look at. Now, the question is, why is Moderna and Pfizer moving down? Biometec is moving even down further right now. I'm thinking that there's a lot of uneasiness, for the lack of a better word, talking about the Delta variant and the booster shots. Remember that these 3 companies, BioNTech and Pfizer, are together in their vaccine. I think there's a lot of uneasiness going along with the booster shot, which is affecting these stocks to the downside. But let's go take a look at their graphs so that they're all 3 highlighted. Remember, Moderna's at the top of the list. Now, interesting is I watch Moderna. I love the bottom left to top right movement of Moderna, but talking about the booster shots, talking about the Delta variant, talk about the immunocompromised people that most likely will be getting the booster shot, the stock's price fell. still milling around that 20-day exponential moving average, still above it overall. Earnings for the stock is there. Earnings growth is there. So the only reason why I can see either one of these stocks going down is got to do with the Delta variant. Regeneron is up. Mike, I've got a whole list, and I'm going to take a look at that for you in a second, that I've put together just for the YouTube people in regards to coronavirus stocks. So I'm going to take a look at that for you in a second, Mike. Moderna, even though it's fallen, is staying above that 20-day exponential moving average. Volume is leveling off as the stock is starting to move sideways. Next one, Biometec, looks a lot like Moderna. Bottom left, top right, pulling back. All of the Delta variant stuff's coming into play. It's affecting all of them. But Biometec is below the 20-day moving average. Look at that. Earnings are good. Earnings growth are good. This is all news-driven, folks. It really is. But Pfizer, on the other hand, look at its resilience to all of this. So BioNTech is getting hit, Moderna is getting hit, but Pfizer on the other side, a lot of selling pressure, a little bit of a shooting star pattern with some follow-through, a lot of selling pressure, but clearly above the 20-day exponential moving average, much better than Moderna and BioNTech. Earnings looks good, earnings growth looks good, sales and sales growth looks good. Pfizer right now may be the better play, but keep in mind, it is pulling back. As the market moves, so does 80% of the stocks. The market's direction affects 80% of the stocks in the market. But Pfizer has been able to push through, even though the news on the Delta variant is hitting Moderna and BioNTech. Anybody got any questions? Anybody? This is a good-looking graph if I'm looking at all three. I still like Moderna long-term, but right now, if I'm buying into it, Pfizer's the way to go. Watch it now, though. If I'm going to think about getting in, if I'm not in it yet, let's see the stock still move higher. If you are in it, don't be afraid to take some of the profits off the table if the market starts to pull back. People still need blue pills, perhaps? What's that got to do with anything? Listen, what am I going to do? What's that got to do with anything? I don't know what that's got to do. So now, remember I told you that I have a watch list of stocks that are coronavirus stocks. Well, let's go healthcare coronavirus stocks. So I've got them all. I've gone through the whole listing. I've got them all into one watch list. There's 49 stocks. There's Regeneron. Somebody said about Regeneron. How about in my list of 49 coronavirus stocks? How about it's number 2 by VST? Good call. Who gave me that? Good call, Mike. That was a good call. Somebody said about Novavax. Look at that. Out of the 2 that you just gave me, they're amongst the leaders. Another good call. Regeneron, though, number 2 by VST out of 49 stocks, up 2.5% today. Novavax a little bit down today, but I like that Regeneron is undervalued. I like that Novavax is undervalued. I like that the both of them have good upside potentials. Regeneron, though, is a little safer, a little less risky than Novavax. So good call on the stocks. But I've put together a listing for you guys on YouTube so that we can keep a look out on all of the coronavirus stocks and what they're doing. And if I wanted to look and see which ones were doing the best today, X-Air, way overvalued, a little bit more of a riskier stock, a little bit more of a speculative stock, up 6%. Regeneron is up 2%. Vertex up 0.5%, and a handful of others are slightly up today. So there you go. All right, so keeping all of that in mind, we got you the stories on coronavirus, but I've got a watch list for you guys that we can look at on a weekly basis if need be on coronavirus stocks. Anybody have any questions? Well, PFE still have storage problems. You know, Bill, I haven't seen any more news on PFE, on Pfizer in regards to storage issues. So Pfizer is the one that really needs to be refrigerated more so than Moderna, and it was even more so than Johnson & Johnson. So Pfizer was the one that really needed really cold refrigeration in order to work. I haven't seen any more news on that, Bill, in regards to that. I like undervalued stocks. I cannot lie. Really, John? I like good stocks, and I cannot lie. That's right. It's my alibi. Well, now we can not only talking about stocks, we're rapping about stocks. Ooh-wee. Took away my ooh-wee, too, didn't you? Man. I hate you. I so hate you. All right, let's go to my next story. That's kind of funny, though. Let's go to my next story. My next story starts to get into earnings. A lot of companies are still still hitting earnings, more so than missing. So I've got some stocks up here. Home Depot. Home Depot, North Carolina man surrenders after Capitol Hill bomb threat that fall. Yeah, I saw that story about D.C. There was somebody on a vehicle that said they had a bomb. Home Depot shares tumbled despite earnings beat. Retailer rang up fewer customers as DIY trends weaken. So do-it-yourself trends weaken. Why? Because people were starting to go back to work. People weren't as home as much. That's going to hurt a retail place, especially like Home Depot or Lowe's, where not everybody's at home building stuff. So they beat earnings, but they fell because they didn't have as many feet in the store. How about this? The biggest brick and mortar store by way of retail. Walmart earnings top estimates fueled by strong grocery sales and back to school spending. I said this earlier in the year that retail like Walmart, retail like Target and stuff like that were going to be bigger this year because people were going back to school. Your kids just went back to school?
No, we got an open house tonight, and they go back on Wednesday.
Also, his kids go back to school on Wednesday, which is going to, I think that a lot of people were anticipating that schools were going to be opened back up again, So Walmart, Targets, those kinds of companies, Kohl's, are all retail stocks this quarter are going to be really good. And then follow that up, it goes into the Christmas season. So I think retail is a good place to be. All right, so Walmart beats their earnings. What else? Krispy Kreme. How many of you wait for the store sign to turn red and say, what does it say? Hot and ready. Woo! Joey's there a lot, aren't you, Joey?
I wait for it.
I know you do. So, yeah, I know you do. You just wait and you just take off and you go and you say, but wait, where's my donuts? I know. So Krispy Kreme says the donut chain is exercising discipline in its growth plans. Krispy Kreme focused on growing sales in a disciplined manner. That includes an emphasis on multi-channel approach with standalone donut shops. Interesting. So now you'll throw Krispy Kreme donuts in the airport or stuff like that. Cabinet locations in convenience stores and e-commerce. You know who else did that? Starbucks. Starbucks is in a lot of grocery stores. You got the little kiosk inside a lot of grocery stores. How about if you have Starbucks right next to Dunkin' Donuts? Krispy Kreme. That'd be kind of interesting, huh? But I think that's a good way to get out to more people. You know something? I look in Mooresville where I live. We don't have a Krispy Kreme up here. I think there's one in Huntersville, though, yes? Well, you got to go all the way to Charlotte? I know there's two in Charlotte. But up here in the Lake Norman area, there's not a whole bunch of Krispy Kremes. And I'm like, why? Why? So interesting. Yeah, you can get them in the store, but it's not the same thing. All right, so I think that this is a good way to get more exposure to grow sales. Target, I love this stock. I love this. This is a great stock. Post-quarterly earnings beats estimates by 15 cents. They killed it. But again, Walmart, Target, Kohl's, all of the retail stores I think are going to have a really good reporting season this season going into the Christmas. These are stocks to be in. Target is a beautiful looking graph. Nvidia, all right, chip shortage. I just did a video on Nvidia on our main channel. If you haven't watched it, please do. Looking at AMD versus Nvidia in the chip shortage and how to still play these stocks. I still think that both of the companies are good, solid companies, but I will say sometimes there's a bad time to be in a good stock or in a good company because of the market's conditions. And I think that even with the chip shortage, they're still growing sales, both NVIDIA and AMD. Beats earnings expectations, but this is going to be a big story in a second. Cryptocurrency chip sales falter. Cryptocurrency is back on the rise, folks, and I got some stories here today talking about just how viable cryptocurrency is again. Cryptocurrency is like a roller coaster ride. You go up, and it's like, yay! Then you fall down, and your stomach rises to the top, and you go, oh! And then it levels out, and then it tops. This is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a roller coaster, but it's on the rise again. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. What else is in here? I'm going to get to oil in a second. Anybody have any questions? Oh, let's go take a look at those stocks, though. Let's go take a look at the stocks in my earnings space. not Facebook. Home Depot, Target, not that one yet. Walmart, Krispy Kreme. Look at that. I've got 4 stocks. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Home Depot is one I'm missing. Where it is? Home Depot, Target, Nvidia, Walmart. What am I missing? Oh, Nvidia. All right. So here's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stocks. So these are my stocks that either hit or missed earnings. Let's right click. Let's take a look at them. All right. So now I'm going to put earnings on. I could put earnings on, and we can see that they most recently. Where's my earnings? Oh, that's earnings. That's interesting. Why didn't it show? Why is it still not showing? All right. Earnings didn't pop up, but nonetheless, stocks price. Look at Home Depot. I liked that the stock was moving up, but most recently, there's the earnings. Even though the earnings, they didn't have the feet in the store, earnings felt that effect below the 20-day exponential moving average. And actually on the day of earnings, it gapped down below the 20-day exponential moving average. So the DIY people not going to the stores, but earnings are still rising. Earnings growth is still rising. Sales and sales growth is still rising. But this is just one quarter that they reported, and it didn't do as well. Target. I love Target. They beat earnings, but look at that. Not only, there's the earnings, it's still falling below the 20 exponential moving average. Again, I love the stock, but I think that this is going to have a rebound. I definitely think that this is going to have a rebound going into the sales for going back to school. I think that this is not going to fall tremendously, but the market's direction could definitely affect getting out of the stock. For many of you, if you've made a lot of money in this stock, don't be afraid to take some of it off the table. The stock has now moved from a buy to a hold. Keep that in mind. Not only is it selling, this conviction behind the selling. People are getting out of it. I just saw that Siddharth said he got out of Target. I'm telling you that a lot of people are selling it because they are taking their profits. Do not be afraid to take the profits off the table. All right. Oh, then MASH Luxury Transportation says Krispy Kreme has an app for hot and ready now. Did you know that? Oh, sucky. I'm going to go get that, baby. Ooh-wee. I got to have it. MRNA went parabolic. It's pulling back today. I always like trade spreads and condors on Target. I would trade a spread on Target. I wouldn't trade a condor just yet unless it started leveling out. What other stuff is in here? Walmart. Clearly above the 20-day exponential moving average. They beat earnings, a little bit of a rebound today, and I still feel that way with Target. They beat earnings. I think the stock has got more upside than not. But look at Walmart, clearly above the 20-day, a little bit of selling pressure, nice open candle today. Earnings rising, earnings growth rising. Watch the sales growth, though. Sales growth is not rising, but sales are. All right, next stock. So I like Walmart right now. It's still above the 20 exponential moving average. Leave it alone if you're in it. Woo! I'm not feeling donut. Wow. I like the big pop. There's earnings. I like the big pop. Let's go do this. I'm going to give you... Today created a line in the sand sitting at $12.82. I'm going to leave that as a level of support. Earnings just started rising. Earnings growth is rising. Sales growth is rising, but not sales. I would like for this stock to break out of that 20-day exponential moving average. Let it get above that before I pull the trigger. If you want to be more aggressive, nice up day today, take it. That's a little bit of a bullish engulfing pattern right there. Could show some upside. I like that it's moving up. I really want more confirmation before I pull out. MRNA, 100% gain since July 4th. Huge short-term profits triggered selling. That could be it too. Again, I'm a big believer in Moderna. Could it be profit taking that's going on with it right now? Yes, but I didn't see the same thing with Biometec. I could see that with Moderna, but I didn't see the same thing with Biometec. Big open day on Krispy Kreme. I would really like to see it break out of that downtrend. And the last stock on the list, I just did a video on it. That's why you see the markings on it. The stock is in a channel. I said, this has got a price target of $250. Hopefully, if you didn't see the video, you'll understand all of the stuff that's on here. Go peep it out. Check out that video. What I don't like is Nvidia is sitting a little bit of a channel right now between a level of resistance sitting at 208.04 and a level of support at 178. That's a $30 channel, though. That's a $30 channel. That's a lot of money. And moving averages are not best used in a sideways. So I'm gonna add another indicator. Go to technical analysis and let's go put on stochastics. Let's peep that out. Stochastics shows me that the stock is close to being oversold. Interesting. Nvidia could be setting up for more profit to go up. I'd like to see it break out of that level of 208.04 though. All right. So with that, anybody have any questions about my stocks, my earnings stocks? Anybody have any questions on our earnings stocks? Pairs well with Cafe Bustelo. I didn't drink, I got water today. Joey didn't give me enough time to make any Cafe Bustelo. It was all Joey's fault. Okay, so I'm drinking water. Anybody have any questions about my earnings plays? Look at Kohl's. I can look at that real quick. Actually, I can add it to the list. KSS. Let's go see what it looks like. Where is it? It's in the middle of the list. It's in the middle of the list, up 6.48%. I'm telling you, these retail stocks are going to be killing it. These retail stocks are going to be killing it. There's Kohl's. Nice jump up. This is more of a channeling stock as well. I've got a level of resistance right now on the stock, sitting at a value of 55.48. Right now it's at 55.26. I would really like to see it break out above this level of 57.44. As much as I like the retail space, this is not as good as Target or Walmart. All right, Kohl's, I think, is going to have a good opportunity. The stock just became a buy after becoming a hold. It is above the 20-day exponential moving average. Love the rising earnings and earnings growth. I love all of this stuff about it. I just needed to get out of its own way. I definitely needed to get out of its own way. All the other stocks that you're asking me to look at, we're going to look at the end of the session. We're going to look at the end of the session. All right. If there's no story, no more questions about the earnings, let's get to energy stocks. All right, let's go to my next story, which is energy stocks. Oil is making a run again. How about this? Big Oil's bid to lure back investors with cash could ultimately fail. The world's largest oil and gas majors are seeking to lure back investors by returning more cash to shareholders. Well, that's a good way to get people to buy your stock, right? Market participants, particularly those looking long-term, remain highly skeptical about that. Day traders may reap rewards for short-term profits, but serious long-term investors have concluded that the old energy of the past, oil and gas extraction, is just that. Why? Because people are moving to cleaner energy, electric cars. I've done a lot of stories on our YouTube channel as well as in Trending Thursday about clean energy. Clean energy right now still is the way to go. And oil is trying to hold on to the peoples. All right. So with that being said, BHP bets on lower carbon world with petroleum exit. So BHP Hilton is pulling back on oil, 5.7 billion potash project. The world's biggest mining company says it will also end the dual listing of shares in London. This is big. When you start to see the oil companies pull back and say, you know something, the writing is on the wall, oil eventually is going to go to the wayside because of clean energy. Whether it's electric vehicles or it's solar or it's wind or it's hydrogen, clean energy, zero emission seems to be the chatter of the world, not just the United States, but of the world. And that's going to affect the oil industry adversely. A lot of this, so what are they going to do? They're going to try to pivot. And, BHP is looking at that whole idea. And again, Big Oil sees the writing on the wall and they're trying to say, fine, we want you guys to stay with us long term and we're going to try to put more money in your pocket. Oil sees the writings on the wall. Now, with that, still staying in the energy field, BMW secures funding for EV battery aiming to rival the range of a traditional engine. So, BMW, so not only am I looking at oil, I'm still looking at energy overall, and this is going to be that slow. I don't know how slow the transition is going to be. I think it's going to be a lot quicker than what we anticipate. And the government said, we've already heard this year that we're looking to get 50% of auto sales to be in electric cars electric vehicles by the year 2030. That's 9 years from now. That's 9 years from now, and I think we're ramping up to get more into that electric field. And do I want that one yet? Nope, not yet. So that's my energy story. And I wanted to look at, well, where's my stocks for this? XOM. I wanted to show you XOM, Chesapeake. What else is Chevron? Look at where they are on my list. Look at where my oil stocks are in my list of now 19 stocks since I added coal. CVX, XOM, Chesapeake, BHP. What else? CVX, BHP. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I missing? CVX, CHK. Which one am I missing, Joey? Oh, there it is. BMW. All right. So look at where they are in my list. Towards the bottom half, to include the BMW. But a BMW is starting to get into that field of more electric vehicles. Let's go take a look at all of those. So we now know where they fall in the list. That gives you some idea of how I feel about them and what we should all feel about them. ExxonMobil. All of this talk about clean energy has affected oil companies. Now, earnings is growing, earnings growth rate is growing, but really the stock's price is feeling the full brunt. Not only below the 20-day exponential moving average, but also fell below a floor or level of a line in the sand at 54.45. Next stock, let's go look at Chesapeake. Chesapeake just got out of filing for, what's the word I'm looking for when you go out of business? Bankruptcy. All right, but they're trying to make a run back at it again with a shale deal, looking at clean energy from natural gas. Look at that, though. Below the 20-day exponential moving average and falling. Next one, Chevron. From that high, falling down below the 20-day exponential moving average and falling. Earnings and earnings growth look good on these stocks, but oil does see the writing on the wall. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Wow, BHP, good, googly, muggly. Whoa, that looks like, that's exactly what it looks like. Look at these big gaps for 1, 2, 3, 4 days gapping down. 4 days gapping down. Good, googly, muggly. I don't know what else to say. And then this is BMW. I'm not feeling that. There's another stock, and there's another BMW stock, BMW Group. I'm not liking the lack of volume in this, but I do like the news behind it. So someone asked me about infrastructure plays. If you are a VectorVest subscriber, all right, so those are my stories on energy. And look at my oil stocks primarily are at the bottom of the list because, again, there's no doubt that oil does see the writing on the wall. If you're a VectorVest subscriber, if you go to special watch lists, there's a watch list here called infrastructure stocks. And just because I'm going to be a little bit of a jerk, because not everybody in this room is a subscriber to the software, I'm only going to show you the top 5. I'm only going to show you the top 5. There's 40 stocks that we have in this infrastructure list that I put together for you. All right, there's 35 other ones, but the best ones you see here definitely are Nucor, Williams, MLM, Deere, Vulcan Materials. If you are a subscriber, you have access to all 40 stocks. If you're not a subscriber, 99 cents gives you access, and you can see the full listing of infrastructure stocks. So there you go. Who just asked me for that? ETFs to play. ETF to play for infrastructure. Look at PAVE, P-A-V-E, and look at IFRA. Those are 2 ETFs to play the whole space. All right, PAVE and IFRA, 2 ETFs to play the whole field. More people going to bars and not buying clothes, says Donald. Well, you go to the bar? Yeah, there you go. Joey goes to the bar. He doesn't buy clothes. What about RSI and market bottom? So VCAS, you said RSI and market bottom. We have indicators in the VectorVest software which will help our subscribers know when the market is looking for a bottom. Again, 99 cents, we talk about it in the daily color guard report on a nightly basis. There's two indicators that we have. We have the MTI and we have the buy to sell ratio. Both of those indicators will give you an understanding of when the market is starting to look for a bottom. Naked people, yeah, Joey goes to the bar and doesn't buy clothes. He's one of the naked people. He's just one of the naked people in there. Naked. What is a good battery company for electric cars to look at? Social media. A good battery company. You know, I'll come back to you with that social media. I'll come back to you for that. All right. Yeah. How many likes do we have, Joey?
28 and 27.
28 and 27 on my channels. That's all? Hey, if you guys like what you're seeing here, show some love. Hit the like button. Holy smokes. We got that. Are you guys just enthralled with what I'm saying that you forgot to hit the like button? Holy smokes. Folks, we love to do this kind of research for you. If you like what you see here and you find it useful, folks, hit the like button. Holy smokes. Really? That's all we got?
That's it, man.
Holy smokes. You got, I don't know what, is it me? Hold on. What do I need to do to get some likes here? Holy smokes. This is good stuff. At least in my mind, I think it's good stuff. In my mind, I think it's good stuff. So listen, if you're all caught up, I'm going to give you a moment. Hit the like button. Don't be listening right now. Hit the like button. Hold on. All right. That way you can stop listening to me for a second and just hit the like button. All right. So there we go. We got a question. What does it say? Does the VectorVest program give you buy, sell, hold rating on various ETFs? It sure does. Let's do this real quick. So the market is going down, right? Market's going down. What would I be looking at? I'd be probably looking at bearish ETFs. So out of my list of bearish ETFs, and this is a good thing, I've got 30 stocks in here. I've got 30 contra ETFs. You buy these long. These things are killing it today, right? But look at them. They're all buys. All 5 of them are buys. So that's a great question, Nick. And the answer to your question is yes. Every ETF that we have in the software does have a buy, hold, or sell recommendation. So these are killing it. J Dust, Drip, Dust, BZQ, LABD. Holy smokes, kicking butt and taking names, and all their RTs are 1.4 or higher, and they are buy recommendations. All right, so there you go. Great question, Nick. Not only do we give a buy, hold, sell recommendation on every stock in the database, but we do it on every ETF, whether it's a contra or regular ETF, leveraged or non-leveraged. Great question. All right, Curious says, enthralled, memorized, and focused. That's why I took a little second to give you guys to catch up on clicking the like button. Holy smokes. Time to play those old VV commercials until the likes are up. Nah, I'm not going to do that. Wesley says, definitely good stuff. Excellent. What is the other ETF mentioned along with PAVE? Let me see if I get that in here. Infrastructure, do I have infrastructure? Fine, I'm going to open it all up. I'm going to give you guys a freebie. So now you can look at all of the stocks in the infrastructure. Where is it? PAVE, IFRA. And there's PAVE. All right, those are 2 ETFs that you can use to play the whole field. All right, now that I did that, I'm going to take it back off and put it back on only 5. All right, watching live today, usually watch at night. Wesley, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. All right, what other story I got left? I got my last,
Let's get a keyword going for the mug that we're going to give away.
All right, what's the keyword you want to use today? I want to use the keyword, and I'm going to have to make you type it, and you got to type it right. The keyword today for the mug is infrastructure. Infrastructure. Guess what? It's going to slow all you folks up a little bit to type that in. And if you don't spell it right, you're not getting the mug. The keyword today for the mug is infrastructure. Infrastructure. Mark put it in quick. All right, and he spelled it right. Infrastructure. All right, I see him coming up on both channels, on both the live channel and no less, less. No. You got to type the whole word out, my friend. You got to type the whole word out. Sunil, if you type it in more than once, I'm going to take you out of the drawing. I'm taking, Sunil, you keep putting it in over and over again, I'm going to take you out of the drawing. I only need it from once from each one of you. Once from each one of you. All right, and you guys are spelling it right. I love it. I slowed you down a little bit. All right, I'm going to give you one more story, and this is stocks that caught my interest today, but crypto is going to play a big role in this. All right, so remember I told you cryptocurrency was a big roller coaster ride? Worldwide crypto adoption skyrockets over 880% in 1 year. People are jumping aboard with crypto, whether you like it or not. More and more companies are looking at getting into crypto. More and more companies are willing to accept money payment in way of crypto. How about Messi? The soccer player is getting paid in crypto. I did a story on Trending Thursday talking about how a couple of states were taking their pension money and investing it into crypto. Crypto, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, is here. And believe it or not, it's here to stay. All right, so with that rise in crypto, how about this? Robinhood's crypto trading surges because on Robinhood, you can buy crypto. All right, on my Robinhood account, I can buy crypto as overall growth slows. Robinhood's growth is just brand new, is slowing, but crypto's really running rampant in Robinhood. More than $4 of every $10 that Robinhood markets made a revenue during the spring. Came just from customers trading Dogecoin. All right, that is interesting. So I'm going to take that a little bit further. Facebook discloses a digital wallet plans. So now on Facebook, you're going to be able to pay people in crypto. I can pay Joey some money in crypto.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm not paying you jack in crypto, but you can. And Facebook discloses that thousands of traders are getting 90% win. I ain't looking at that. Facebook will integrate the digital currency wallet into Facebook apps. The company aims to offer domestic and international payments free of cost with cheaper merchant payments to business. Marcus also defended stablecoins in their wallets, citing more efficient detection of illegal activities than the traditional financial system. Folks, crypto is fitting to take off again. Now, Doge is a good, cheap, and did I say fitna? That's listening. That's the southernness in me. You know, crypto's got a lot of expensive stuff, but there's a lot of cheaper stuff to get in on it. Doge is one of the biggest ones. Ethereum is up there. Bitcoin is up there. Cardano is kind of cheap. Binance is Tether. There's a lot of different avenues to get into Bitcoin relatively inexpectedly. Can I pay my VectorVest subscription in crypto? No. Okay, now that we answered that. So crypto is becoming a bigger mover in the market, and it's got its wild swings. The only people that should really be trading crypto are the people who have the money that they can use for it without affecting their total retirement, or super aggressive people, because there's days that you can make a ton of money on crypto, but just as quickly as you can make it is as quickly as you can lose it. So just keep that in mind. I'm not touting crypto. I'm telling you the world. I'm telling you the view behind it. It is something to be reckoned with, but you've got to be like a cat on a hot tin roof to trade it. You really, really do. You got to be like a cat on a hot tin roof to trade it. John says, Glenn, the BSR at 0.23. Sure, the market can fall, but it's fairly low now. And that's one of the indicators. Remember I told you in the VectorVest software, we've got 2 indicators to help you to tell you when the market is looking for a bottom. It is our buy-to-sell ratio and MTI. I won't reveal those levels here. Unless you are a subscriber, you already know what those levels are. But the market is getting close to the levels where the market is starting to look for a bottom. If we go back to our market timing graph real quick, There's the market on a 3-month graph. Let's go change the graph layout to the MTI layout. That's the market falling. I do have a level of a floor automatically right about here. All right, does the market have a room to fall down to $64.30 on the VectorVest composite? We're trading at $65.94. We've got a couple of more dollars to see if the market still has room to fall. That's going to be a solid level. And whether it's on the VectorVest composite or on the SPY, I got a little bit of time today. SPY, I got a level of support sitting at 422.39. The market still does have some downsides. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The market is still has some room to the downside. Can I pay for my VectorVest with Krispy Kreme? Yes, you can send Krispy Kremes to me. I'll take care of your account, John. Ooh-wee. All right, I'll take care of it. Sunil says, does VectorVest send buy-sell signals, which I can follow? I don't know how to navigate your software. I just buy and sell signals. So good thing about that, and I'm going to show you how you can do that. I'm going to show you to a certain degree how you can do that in a minute. All right, for those of you who are not VectorVest members, I have been with VectorVest for 6 years and it's well worth the money. Thank you for that, John. Fed tapering is going to force rates higher and high PE stocks will fall. And Jersey guy, I'm a big believer of inflation. We're going to have to we're going to have to raise rates a lot sooner than the Fed says. You heard it here. We're going to raise rates quicker than what the Fed says. All right, because inflation was an issue. We got to slow it down. The tapering, while inflation is hot and you taper, ooh-wee, that's going to be a that's going to be a recipe for the market to fall like nobody's business. All right, so I'm saying that's in. I like that. I agree with John, as I have made a lot of money with VectorVest. Thank you for that, Susie. And Kay Montecore says the same thing. I agree with John and Susie as well. These are all the people on the live channel. You guys, I'm loving that you guys are talking to people in the room who are not subscribers to the VectorVest system. You'll hear me talk about it, but I'm a company man. I love it when our subscribers talk about themselves making money. All right, the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. Absolutely, Nick, which is why I don't try to guess what the market is doing. Now, Sunil, I'm going to go to your point about getting your buy, hold, sell recommendations directly from the program. You know why? Because viewers, let's go. We're going to get into this. Hold on. Where did I put it? 5G. Where did I put it? Trending Thursday. Oh, did I put it at the bottom? I don't know. Yeah, weekly watch list. There it is. Sunil, this is how the VectorVest software can help you with the buy, hold, sell recommendations. You know what time it is? It's time for me to put your stocks in. These are stocks that you want me to analyze for you. I'm going to put them into a watch list. And Sunil, now you'll see the power behind what the VectorVest software can do for you. All right, start typing your stocks in. I know somebody wanted to look at Nucor, comma.
Forget they can do a super chat and get their stock up.
If you do a super chat, you can get your stock up there a little faster. All right, because I'll see that quicker. All right, so I'm just putting that out there. If you do a super chat, it doesn't have to be a ton of money. LTHM, you do a super chat, I definitely get that stock up for you. GRWG, it's interesting. I'm looking at both chats. ENPH, Trow, comma LPX, comma Cure, comma AMAT, comma ADA, comma ABBY. I don't have ABA, ADA. ABBY. I don't have it. What? Y'all got it? Oh, ABBV. Got you. Johnson & Johnson, comma DE, comma ACST, comma CTRM. I chuckle at that. Comma APPS, comma AQ. Aqua, there we go. Comma, one or two more. Fizz, comma AZM. All right, those are all the stocks. I looked at both channels. I looked at the chat in both channels to get the stocks up there. What just happened? Oh, let's go look at all of them. All right, I need one more stock. Social media, huh? Weber. WEBR. There we go. Gives me 20 stocks. So, Sunil, this is to answer your question. Does VectorVest send you out alerts about buy, sell, or holds? Answer to that question is no. But Sunil, let's say that we've built a watch list of stocks. The watch list of stocks will give you what stocks are buy, hold, or sell recommendations. All right. So out of all the stocks that you gave me, I want you to look through this list. There's 20 stocks. Now see where your stock sits in the list. Whoever gave me ACST, it is the worst stock in the list by VST. It's got the worst combination of value, safety, and timing. But those of you who gave me Crocs, that is the top stock in the list by our master indicator VST. For all my people who are not subscribers to the software, does that give you good information? Yes or no? And it's only for the people who are not subscribers to the software that I'm asking this question. Do you see the value behind this? Yes or no? All right. Again, this is just for the people who are not subscribers to the software. Do you see the value behind this? Yes or no? Oh, say again? Jay Fulmore subscribed? Way to go. Thank you, Jay Fulmore. I appreciate this. Thank you so much for that. How come it didn't pop up on here?
It did. I took the sound off so you don't hear it.
Oh, is that what you did? All right. So with that being said, let's go look at all of these graphs. I'm going to graph them all. I wanted to put them into a watch list. And Sunil, you can now see which stocks have buy, hold, sell recommendations. And guess what? You can look at these stocks every night. It takes you a couple of minutes every night to see what stocks have moved from a buy to a hold to a sell. All right, let's graph them all. So now that we've got them listed, so the stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing at the top all the way down. Crocs is a good stock. I hate the shoes. The shoes look ugly. All right? Absolutely. The shoes look ugly, but the company's a good company. Bottom left, top right, falling off of that high, but staying above the 20-day exponential moving average. For a longer-term investor who's an end-of-day investor, the stock's price not closing below the 20-day exponential moving average is fine. Leave the stock alone. Love the earnings growth. The stock is a good company. And even with the market's pullback, it's holding its own. Stock hit a new 3-month high 3 days ago. All right, but like the company, like the stock, right now just be careful. Watch the direction of the market. Nucor. As far as a steel stock in the infrastructure space, I think it's one of the best ones. Ex-U.S. Steel is another one in that space. A little bit of a topsy-turviosity coming off of the high. A little bit of a selling pressure right there. Shooting star with some follow-through. It's still on the end-of-day basis above the 20-day exponential moving average. All of the earnings, the sales, all of that is good. The stock is not overbought or oversold. If you own it, be careful. The stock is pulling down to the 20-day. If you're not in it, I'd like to see it take out that high before I buy it. Next one, LPX. Good, googly muggly. Wood products. Look at that downtrend. Just recently broke above the downtrend. Take off that level. The stock is sitting at a level, nicely moving sideways. That's why I had that on. That was a good level of support. As I look at it, if I'm not in it, I'm not in it until the stock breaks above that level of $61. I like everything about it, the earnings, the sales growth, all of that stuff. Right now, though, is the stock an overbought or oversold? The stock is not, but it is pulling down to oversold territory. Stock is moving sideways, though. Trow, T-Rowe price, is that what this is? I believe that's what it is. Bottom left, top right. A lot of stocks exhibiting the same characteristics of coming, or the market recently pulling back. Stock is pulling back. Notice it closed below the 20-day exponential moving average yesterday, but look at that rebound today. The stock's got legs to the upside. The stock still has legs to the upside. That even as the market is falling, it is rebounding. I like the stock. I cannot lie. I'd like to see it have another bar close above that 20-day exponential moving average, but I like the stock nonetheless. Next one, AMAT, channeling, straight up. I'm going to close that, and I'm going to close that, and I straight up look at that. There's the high. Here's a level of, I'm not going to even use that. I'm going to use this right here. It's in a channel. That stock is straight up in a channel. Bouncing off a level of support, though, I do like that. I'd like to see the stock get back above the 20-day exponential moving average before I take action. Volume is pretty steady. Again, above the 20-day, I would feel a little bit more, but the stock isn't oversold. That's the big move today. Look at the stochastics. below the value of 20. The stock is oversold. That accounts probably from a technical standpoint, the big bounce today. Apps. Digital Turbine was a great stock for a while. Not only is it falling, it fell below the 20-day exponential moving average, fell through a level of support sitting at the value of 59.23. The stock is in way oversold territory. If I'm a little bit more aggressive, I might want to buy a little bit of this stock only for the purposes from a short-term trade. The stock is grossly oversold, The stock's going to have an opportunity to bounce up. I don't know if it's going to get above this level of now resistance of 59.23, but I think that this has a good short-term bounce with the stock being so grossly oversold. Not only that, the bars started getting smaller as they fell, so just keep that in mind. Microsoft, good-looking stock. Looks like an airplane that just took out. I love that. Love that stock. Stock's not overbought or oversold. The stock is definitely staying above the 20-day. Nice up day today. That was not an earnings play. Love the stock. There's no getting around that. That's a good-looking stock. All right. What else is in the list? John Deere is in the infrastructure space. Look at the pullback. Where did it stop? The right of the level of support sitting at 357.36. Look at that stop right there. Today's action gap down. This was not an earnings play. Gap down, fell below the 20-day exponential moving average, but found that level of support. Let's see if it holds. If it falls down below that, I'm not feeling that stock at that point. What else? Johnson & Johnson. Even though it's still on hold in the United States as far as a coronavirus vaccine, my desk blankie is falling, as a coronavirus vaccine, it's still getting its share of doses out across the world, just not in the U.S. All right, nice open day today. The stock was not in overbought or oversold. Actually, the stock is in overbought territory. It really is, but nicely above the 20-day exponential moving average. Good earnings growth, sales growth. I love all of that with this stock. Good open day today. If I'm not in it, though, I'd get in at 12 cents higher than 179.51. That's where I'm waiting to get on the train, because the stock's price is moving. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. This train hasn't left the station yet. Make sure that you get on at that level. ABBV, a little bit more erratic in its move. Earnings fell. Stock rebounding. There's a lot of other stocks that you can find. All right. ABBV dropped today below the 20-day exponential moving average, but moved back up. Look at the selling pressure with the big wick at the top. I'd look at getting in at about 12 cents higher than 119.91. All right, the stock has just had a hard time getting and staying above this level of 118.18. Look at that. Got up, came down. Got up, came down. That's a beautiful level of resistance that the stock's got to get out of the way of. All right, let's go to the next one. Cure, love that. And looks like the plane taking off as well. You guys have given me a couple of good stocks that look good. Cure, bottom left, top right, above the 20-day exponential moving average. Would like to see it take that level of the 132.97 out. Stock's not overbought or oversold. This is an ETF, by the way, but it looks good. Next stock, ENPH. Love the stock overall, but like now it's basing. It's doing a little bit of a consolidation, currently below the 20-day exponential moving average. First thing I'm looking for is for the stock to break back above that 20-day exponential moving average before I do anything. The earnings per share, earnings growth are rising, sales growth are rising. Stock is in oversold territory, so this is also setting up for a quick rebound. So I would keep my eye on ENPH technically because the stock is in oversold territory. Does your app offer any info for buy, sell, and hold for call and put options? Jansen, the answer to that question is no. Roger says, just got the J&J shot, 3 days and 0 side effects. And I think that the Johnson & Johnson side effects affected women more so than anybody else. It affected women. So we'll see what's going on with that. Let's go to the next stock in the list. AZN. Wow. Talking about, wow. Well, a couple of things I do like. The stock just recently came off a level of support. That's a good level of support right there, sitting at 55.96. Bounced off of that, hit all of this right back here. The stock went above the 20-day exponential moving average and broke through 2 levels of support and still moving higher. The most recent level of resistance The most recent level of resistance was sitting at 58.72. It's challenging that right now. This is just a lot more volatile. That's the easy word for it. It is a lot more volatile. As long as you're willing to play the stock knowing it's more volatile, you're okay with that. Fizz, not feeling that. Off that low, moving down, up day to day for two of the last 2 days. I'm just not super duper feeling it. The stock's got to get out of this level of consolidation. It's got to break above that level of 46.99. And this was a stock that I looked at that was heavily shorted back on 7/14/21. It's got a short rating. Back on that time, it was 24% shorted. And not enough to keep it from a short squeeze going up. The stock's price is just falling. All right, GRWG, I like this stock in the marijuana space, just not the right time to be in it. Just not the right time to be in it. Clearly below the 20-day exponential moving average. The stock is in terribly oversold scenario. This could be setting up for a quick rebound, all right, because the stock from a technical standpoint is way oversold. So this is about the second or third stock that I like for a short-term pop, because it's way oversold. So that's something to keep in mind. And again, it's more of an aggressive play. I'm telling you that from that perspective. Aqua, bottom left, top right, moving up nicely like a train. It had a little bit of consolidation, broke out of that consolidation off of earnings. Look at that. Earnings on 8.3 and the stock's price hasn't looked back. Now, the stock has set a level of support sitting at about, with today's low, at about 37.04. Let's see if it can keep on bouncing higher. Nice open day today. Would like to see it take out that high of 38.55. Earnings is okay. Earnings growth is not okay. Sales and sales growth is okay. Stock is not overbought or oversold. I'd like to see it take out that high first, though. Next stock, wow, CTRM. And this is a stock that I've talked a lot about. And this stock looks like straight up poop. Yes, I said it. The stock has not been a stock that, it's been a tough stock to hold. I liked it. I played it. I had faith in the stock. What's stopping this stock is China's willingness to start to take more shipments in. But I just did a video on it not too long ago saying that why is CTRM going down? Because of the bottlenecks at ports. Because of the price of shipping goods has gone up considerably. This is what's hurting this company. This company has done everything it could as a low dollar stock to prepare for shipping out goods. It's just not coming to them, and CTRM is just falling like nobody's business. All this volatility makes my stock suffer from erraticosity. Listen, so then what you do is tighten stops on them, John. That's what you do. Either tighten stops or play options, man. LTHM, wow, big fall from that high. That's a shooting star with follow through and falling down, but still above the 20-day exponential moving average. That's a positive sign. Earnings was as high as it was 3 months ago, but falling off. Watch the earnings growth. Sales is sales growth. Stock is not overbought or oversold. That 20-day exponential moving average on an end-of-day graph is your saving grace right now. Next one, Weber. Just started out. I ain't feeling it. Not yet. Nope. It had a good open day yesterday, but fall back to, I'm not feeling it, and it's clearly below the 20-day exponential moving average. Stock's not even in oversold territory with all of this pullback, so I'm not feeling Weber yet. And ACST, I'm not feeling this right now either. Clearly below the 20-day exponential moving average, fell below a level of 50 cents, which was a good level of support. I'm not feeling this. Everything looks bad about it. There could be some news on it. I don't know the news on it. Open day today, but still lower than yesterday, but clearly below the 20-day. I'd like to see the stock take out this level of 50 cents and then take out that level of 57 cents. All right, that's it, man. Put me on wherever I need to be. That was a lot of stocks, and I'm done a lot earlier than I normally am. Jay Costa won the giveaway today. Jay, he said thank you. All right, John, you need to send an email to connect@VectorVest.com. Send an email to connect@VectorVest.com so we can get your mug out to you. All right, that was a lot of stuff. Is there a drug unethical industry? No, I think technically, Roger, they're all unethical. All right, so that's how I feel about it. Yeah, I hate that. I hate that.
God, that was so funny.
I hate that. All right, how many likes did we get today?
66-56.
66-56. Well, maybe I didn't do that good a job
I think
today.
they like you.
All right, that's fine. I still am glad that you all spent the time here. I like the idea that we do the work, you reap the rewards. We got an opportunity to look at your stocks. We got an opportunity to look at stocks that are making the news and do some analysis on the stocks. The power of the VectorVest software, when you build it, Sunil, makes a difference in how you manage those stocks and what to look for. For those of you who are brand new to the channel, thank you for being here. Hopefully you subscribe to the channel. And if you like the content that we had today, hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted to when new content like this comes out. And remember, this is the last week that we're doing Trending Thursday on the live channel. Next week, we will, and going forward, we will be on our original channel. We will be on our original channel. So I watched all of the people who were both on, I was watching two chats today. Thank you guys for being here. You could have been anywhere else you wanted to be on YouTube today, but you spent the time with us. Our goal is to help you to make better decisions in the stocks that you buy and to grow your portfolios. I love the commentary. Always when you're here, talk. I will try to do the best that I can to answer as many of your questions as possible. But if you really like this, hit the 99-cent trial. Look below this video. Take the 99-cent trial. What was the 3 oversold stocks? Oh, Mona, I got to go through all of them.
Can you just go to the list?
No, because I need to look at the oscillator. So ACST was one of them. ACST was one of them. Oh, there was another one. Weber was one of them. I wouldn't touch Weber yet. It's an IPO still. LTHM is oversold. Oh, CTRM. I don't touch CTRM right now. GRWG is a good one for a pop. I like that one for a pop. AstraZeneca is not really for a pop. ENPH I like for a pop. Apps I like for a pop. There you go, Shalice. Apps I like for a pop. What else? LPX, maybe. Stock is channeling, though, not at a low. Stock is channeling, not at a low. So I'm not feeling that one as a pop yet. And Mona, I think that was it. Yep, that was it. Those are the stocks that I liked as a pop. All right, so you made me do a little bit of extra work right there. Jesus loves you too. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys who did subscribe to the channel today. I love the graphic that Joey put up there. And as I look at the results, man, I kept you guys here today. That was good. So that was a good thing. Did I get the pop on my other channel?
No.
Yes, I did. Right.
Just steady. Not a pop like this.
Which one?
This is an alert.
No. Which channel is that?
Main. This is the alert.
That's where I put the alert.
Right.
All right. So the pop did go through.
Right, but it didn't go on both.
I didn't do it on both.
You said both. You said go pop on both.
Shut up. Leave me alone. Sometimes I love Joey, and sometimes I just deal with Joey. But he's my friend. So, Mona, there was your listing of the oversold stocks. Hopefully that made that. Joey muted me. All right, before I go, me and Joey going to fight after today. All right, adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Shalom, salam, namaste, yasu. Until next time, folks, see ya.